So the arm was. I don't think the arm was
I was
that.
about to say, did this
It's probably like
section come
70.
separately?
Yeah, it came separately. This was $600 a piece. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So that and then the arms weren't that expensive, but these is what I was like, damn. But the thing is the sound quality, so people can hear and stuff is.
It's really good.
Yeah. So
really good.
remember, get up there, get up in the mess. Okay. All right. So another great guy, Dakota.
Good to be here.
That's it, man. So what do we talk? I know you wanted to share the experience of what happened to you in the back and stuff like that, which when you told me the story, I was like, oh my God, you're coming on.
Yeah, you're telling me, man. I mean, it came out of nowhere. I was basically on my way to work one day, and I'm on 635. I'm like 2 exits down from my work. It was one of those surprise work convoys that like to pop up, 5:30 in the morning. I'd been awake for like maybe an hour, dude. And get 2 exits down from my work and come to a dead stop. And I mean, there's a sea of brake lights. Everybody's stopped. Nobody's moving. And then I hear, some dude putting on his brakes really hard, but you could tell he was swerving as well.
Yeah.
So he was I don't know if he was braking, getting around somebody
Just so you know, it's one of my fears is getting not only hit, but when you get sandwiched between. That's why I told you, like previously, I don't stop for. I always go down the middle.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't.
Even though
I'm
I was
not
off to the side,
right,
I
and
still ended up getting hit.
Really?
Because I was. If this is the lane, I'm like just outside of it
Dude,
because there was nobody over there, right? So I had plenty of room. And
one of my fears, man.
Still ended up hitting me, but yeah, just dead stop. This guy came out of nowhere, hit me going like 45, at least. Just and in a dead stop, I'm sure any speed feels pretty.
It feels like a jolt.
But no, it was the distance that I flew after the fact. The distance he threw the bike. But yeah, totaled my first motorcycle right out of the gate.
What kind of bike was it?
It was a Honda Rebel 500 matte black.
I like the way you hear that.
Yeah.
He's like Honda Rebel 500 matte black. He knew exactly. First bike.
It was a good starter bike, man. It was really good.
Dude, mine was an F3 Honda CBR.
Yeah.
Smoking Joe's. If you don't even know what that is, but dude, that thing is. I remember like that's what's funny is because you remember your first bike like that.
Right off the bat.
So how long had you been riding before you had an accident?
So a whole year. Like I'd gotten into it.
That's not bad. 6 months is
went an entire year without any incident. And the one incident that did occur
was massive.
Was pretty substantial. And I was just sitting still. So it wasn't my fault, obviously. But
dude, that's insane, man.
I was kind of really wanting to push like to maybe 2 years with no incidents. You know what I mean? But I guess
Push
that's
the
a little
limits.
Unrealistic.
Well, I mean, it's 6 months. Just so you know, that's the
window.
That's the window. They give you 6 months before you've had an issue. So when your new rider stuff comes up, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I had definitely had a few close calls, but just nothing like that, man. And to be entirely honest with you, it scared the shit out of me. Like, pretty good.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. That is one of my fears.
I saw my wife's face when I was flying through the air.
Dude, that sucks. Like, that sucks big time.
And then I realized, oh shit, I didn't lose consciousness. And now my brain went from thinking about, like, this is the end to, okay, I'm good, get up, move, get out of the road, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I tried standing, and it was just nothing but pain. I mean, everything from low back down, like, was just agony. Like,
how much
I don't really even know how to describe it or what to compare it to. It was that painful. Especially since I already had surgery on my low back before the accident.
Dude, that sucks. Yeah, that's like no joke. How much road rash you get?
Up half my back. So,
what?
Yeah. Like, or not half, but I'd say at least a third. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, everybody that's had road rash knows where I don't know if you guys have had that steel brush. I know I've had it. Where they, like, get the stones out of your skin. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's a nightmare.
What is that? They didn't have to do that. What are you talking about?
They didn't have to do it for your... Well, then your road rash probably wasn't as bad. Like, mine that I got on my arm was so deep.
You got
and
stones and
the problem
shit
is it
embedded
had,
in there?
Yeah, and they have to get it out. So they use, like, a metal brush because it pulls the stones out of your... dude, it's the worst... I remember that like it was yesterday, even though it was like 20 years ago. Dude, it was so terrible.
I bet any accident like that, you're gonna remember.
Yeah, I mean, I remember pretty much every single one of mine, and I had quite a bit. You know, I had like, how many did I have on the track on the street? I had probably 7. And then on the track, I don't want to even count those. That's been quite a bit. But obviously, you're on the track and you're racing.
Pushing it.
Yeah, you're racing, so you're pushing the limits. But
little bit different.
Yeah, I remember, dude. I remember crashing like 0.02 miles from the hospital. Yeah, like
wow.
I crashed. The hospital was right there. They came and got the damn ambulance, picked me up. It was $750. For that 2.2 miles. I remember getting the bill, and on the mileage it said 0.02, and it was like $750. I was like, what the hell is going on?
That's insane. I try to stay out of the hospital when I can.
Yeah, I mean, dude, in all honesty, obviously I do it now, but like, the ambulance is the last thing you want to take, unless you're just totally annihilated.
Yeah.
Because I remember at Houston, when we were at a track day, we were testing for our endurance bike, and I crashed and I broke my collarbone. Like, well, the funny thing is, I was lying there and I was like, oh man, thank God I'm good. And then I was about to get up, and the guy's like, hold on, let me just check a couple things. And he was like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And he went to this one, and then he started to come over, and I was like,
oh yeah.
Dude, I was making fun of them. I was like, I want my mommy. They were laughing and shit. But yeah, all they did was I was like, I'm not going with you guys. He's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm not going with you. I'm going to drive straight home. And then all they did was strap my arm in. And then one of the girls that I was there with drove me to my mom's house. And then I went to the doctor. Dude, it was terrible. They couldn't even, mine was just broken. And it wasn't shattered into little pieces, so they didn't need to do surgery. But dude, the healing and sitting, it was terrible.
Thankfully, I've never broken my collarbone. I've actually never broken a bone.
It's a nightmare, dude. So elaborate on this crash, how bad it was.
So he hits me, right, and I mean, like I said, it all. If I had to say, it all happened.
Did you have mirrors?
Yeah.
Did you look?
No, I had looked. But I didn't see anything. But my first instinct is based on where the sound was coming from.
Yeah.
I looked in my right mirror, and I'm assuming he was a little bit closer to my left, and he was my right.
Okay, I would.
Because when he hit me almost at an angle and pushed me off into the 2 lanes that the work convoy was pretty much shutting down. Right. So like, if this is the work convoy and it's like a half circle up against the wall, right? He hits me and pushes me over here into the lanes that were empty just past the convoy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I was already off to the side. This guy like totally plowed through me like a can of garbage.
Dude, that sucks. The good thing is you can laugh about it now, but it was probably like the worst experience ever.
No, it was terrible. I mean, it was literally like something out of a movie scene, because when he hit me, he still had enough momentum that his vehicle, basically, like, I had no control of the situation.
Yeah.
As soon as he hit me, the bike launched from out between my legs.
The bike, obviously, because the bike has like the passenger seat, so it takes the biggest hit.
Right. I'm almost wondering if it was a truck too, because the bumper was high enough to basically.
Oh, wait, hold on. You said I'm almost wondering if it was a truck too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
like a truck instead of a car.
I know exactly what you said. What do you mean you're wondering? The dude didn't stop?
Oh, no. This was a hit and run accident.
Dude,
he just took the fuck off.
You got to be kidding.
No, I'm not.
Dude, I don't understand this. How? 5:30. Nobody else was there to see? Or?
No, there were dozens of people in their cars. Yeah, there were multiple different people sitting in their vehicles.
This gets worse and worse.
I don't know if it was the case of, it's early in the morning, like I really could give a shit less. But to have that be the case with that many different people in their vehicles, not a single person got out and was like, hey man, saw the whole thing, like here's my contact info, like if you need to call a witness for insurance or whatever, here's my information. Dude. Nobody did that.
See, that's the difference. If I had seen that and that dude was gone, I know you're messed up. There's nothing. So here's the way I look at it. Like, you got hit. There's nothing I can do for you.
Yeah.
Like, I can call 911 for sure. I would probably be on the phone. But if that dude was leaving, I would follow that dude, get his information, and then come right back.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
No one did that.
Dude, that
And what's crazier is because it was a work convoy, right? an off-duty officer, I'm assuming by law, I could be mistaken, but I'm assuming by law they need to be there on site and have a camera rolling in case anything does happen, right? Because when they oversee these work convoys, I mean, it's on some of the busiest highways. There's bound to be accidents.
Yeah.
His camera was rolling, but what's crazy is the off-duty officer's camera was facing just in the direction where you only see the bike come into frame and like go down the road, and you had seen me kind of come over this way.
What are you saying? There was an off-duty police officer sitting somewhere there?
Sitting, like literally parallel to me, and didn't chase after the guy. Like he was almost more confused than I was as to what had just occurred, and so was everyone else that was working that day on the freeway.
Dude,
right there.
This is blowing my mind.
Yeah, and they all stood there, their mouths are gaping open, their arms are at their sides. They were more in shock than I was. My adrenaline was pumping, man.
No, that's just like with every wreck I've had, is the minute it happens, your adrenaline overtakes everything.
Yeah.
You still have, what's the funny thing is it's like, see, I don't know how it works with that because, did you go through the slow motion thing or no? See,
I mean, maybe.
I don't think because, like, you didn't see it coming.
No, definitely not.
Like every time I've crashed, I have that initial slow motion to where I'm like when I'm flying in the air, I'm like, oh God, this is going to be terrible. And it's like slow motion. But the minute you hit, that's when things change. It goes back to first motion. You sort of get up and you're like, God, dude, something's going on.
Yeah, no, I'd say if anything, the time I was like, so like I said, when the vehicle hit me, right, I kind of did this against the bumper, the front end. It was when he slowed down, that moment that I kind of floated before I hit the pavement.
Oh.
I would say if there was a moment like that, it definitely would have been that, because that felt like an extremely long fall. And like I said, God, just everything about it hurt.
Dude.
Everything about it hurt.
I'm not even kidding. So I have two fears. One of them is, it's basically the two same things. One of them is getting hit and then squashed between two cars because you can't, like even really like an 18-wheeler or truck, dude, you can't do anything about that. There's nothing to do that. That's why I'm telling you right now, look deep into my eyes. I do not stop when traffic stops on the highway. Never. And I will never do it. All I do is, I'm not an idiot. I don't fly down the middle of the lane. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to people to get pissed or try open their doors or try cut you off, even though they do it anyway. It's just,
people will.
Oh, 100.
Will try.
Oh, dude, 100%. I've had people like open their windows and throw waters and stuff, and I just keep going as long as they miss me, because you can definitely get them back with ease. They're such idiots.
Yeah.
And the thing that's weird is they think that you can't get by them if they block. Like you can literally a motorcycle can just go to the next lane and go down that side. Like.
Yeah, there's
car
so
people
much
are idiots.
More maneuverability on a bike than there is in a car.
Yeah, and they think that just closing a little bit of a gap, we're
we
stuck.
Can literally just whoop.
Yeah, exactly. But those are the two things: is the getting squashed and then getting like obviously hit like you did, which is, dude, and then leaving the scene.
And then he left me there. God. And so I'm, I didn't call actually. I pretty much asked if somebody could call an ambulance or had someone, and I guess one of the workers had come up and was like, no. And I'm like, all right, well, I can't find my phone. Could somebody call an ambulance? And it took a moment, but somebody finally called the ambulance, and one from Dallas Presbyterian came and picked me up.
Okay.
And
dude,
I wanted to go with the ambulance
nuts.
because having this be a back injury in the same place that I had back injuries before, and just the amount of pain that my back and especially like my legs, at least down to my knees, was in. I just wasn't sure enough to not go in the ambulance. So I was like, no.
I mean, there's reasons when you go to the ambulance, you take the hit.
I'd like to make sure my legs.
0.02 miles, I should have walked. God, it was amazing, dude. That sucks. Okay.
But then I get there and they stick me in a CT for like 10 minutes. Now, I get it. It's Dallas Presbyterian, so they're used to, I guess, in and out trauma victims all day, every day.
Yeah.
Stabbings, gunshot wounds, stuff like that. But yeah, they just stuck me in a CT, and they were like, all right, nothing's like destroyed, so you're good. Like, we're discharging you. And I don't feel discharge worthy. Like, I'm fucked, dude.
Oh my God.
It was bad. And then the pain, just that entire next 24 hours, it took another 24 hours before I was able to get a doctor's appointment and like actually go to an orthopedic surgeon, start scheduling the correct things that needed to be scheduled, like MRI, X-rays,
what was the deal?
Stuff like that. When it came down to it, the guy had twisted my pelvis off axis from my spine. Like, if this is your spine and this is your pelvis, it is...
Yeah, it's supposed to be symmetrical.
It's supposed to be symmetrical, right? And he literally just kind of cocked my hips. I believe it was this way, and it also upward, too. And
dude, just so
that's
you know,
been causing a lot of problems after the fact as well.
Just so you know, that makes sense because you're sitting like this.
Yeah.
And you get hit from the back.
And the seat on the Rebel is extremely low. Like, when I got on that bike or when I would have to get on the bike, you're sitting down. Like, your legs are higher than your ass is.
Dude, that makes total sense. Okay, so, yeah? So, twisted?
Yeah, I'm on the cord here.
You breaking my cord, dude?
No, but he twisted my pelvis. The 2 discs that I had operated on before in my low back, so I had L4, L5, and L5S1 operated on. They went in and did the least invasive surgery and laminectomy in that area, and also unpinched a right sciatic nerve that had been bothering me from an injury in the past.
Yeah.
And they went in, did the surgery, and 2 years went by, and I had just got done, like, pretty much recovering, like, fully. I had...
Dude.
Just got to the point where I wasn't feeling residual pain every day of my life. And I was actually like in a good place mentally. And then that happened randomly one morning. But he re-herniated both of those lower discs and then also herniated a third between my shoulder blades, which is new. That's an addition to everything else.
Dude. Okay.
And the road rash.
Dude, that is like ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's one thing I never want to, like, you know, Kate has like back issues.
Yeah.
Like, I never want to deal with that.
I
even though
would not
I'm getting
wish this
older.
on anyone.
Dude.
On anyone.
That
Because
is
like I
like-
said, the accidents, even since then, it's the residual damage, I definitely feel it every day. I could be with anything that I'm doing.
Dude,
If I change up my routine at all, and I go to like lift something or twist or pull a certain way,
yeah.
I can put myself in pain for an indefinite amount of period until I go back to the doctor and either get something worked out or I take anti-inflammatories to try to calm down the nerves that are inflamed, because the nerves will become very inflamed and swell up, and it almost feels like a bungee cord, way too tight, like way too tight. So if you bend over to try to pick something up, or if you arch to do anything, it's like somebody's just yanking that. It's pretty vivid.
Dude, that is like the worst thing. Of course,
I mean, this whole ordeal scared the shit out of my wife.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. No, I mean, all the crashes I had, you know, my parents and stuff, they were like, God, you can't ride. You know, and in the moment, I'm like, Mom, I'll never ride again. And then like 30 minutes after, I'm like, Mom, we got to get the bike fixed. Let's get it on.
We're going to do this. Yeah, no, I mean, even at the hospital, I mean, I knew I didn't want to stop. For sure.
Like, did you have the initial thought? Every single time I've like when I've hurt myself really bad, I've had except on the track, like on the street.
Yeah.
I was like, man, is it?
My initial thought was honestly beating myself up, because that morning, the reason why I had sustained the road rash I did is because I was being a genius this particular morning and not wearing body protection.
You're an idiot.
Yep.
You're just straight up idiot.
Yep, it was stupid.
You're an idiot. So tell me what, like, that's the thing, dude. I've got to, okay. I'm going to just bear with me. That's what you did. You thought you were like, I'm not going to wear it. And why? Was it too hot or what?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like 115 later that afternoon.
So let me tell you my thing. So
my God.
This is where wearing a helmet changed my life. And it's the crash that I'm talking about, the 0.20 miles, which it's weird that it ties in. But that morning, I got up and I was like, you know, I'm just going to take an easy ride. I won't wear my helmet. And this is when, back in the day, when I thought it was kind of cool not to wear a helmet and stuff. But this is what changed. Is I walked out there. I was about to leave. I was on the bike. I was about to leave. And I was like, you know what? Just in case something happens. And sure enough, I put my helmet on. And I wish I still had that helmet, because what I did is, like, I somehow I was doing an endo, and I flipped over the front, and that's where I hit my shoulder, and I hit my head. Like, dude, the helmet was like drugged down, and when I saw that, I was like, dude, never again.
That decision you made that morning should probably saved your
all the haters could have been living without me these days, you know. But dude, that's what changed for me. Now when I see these dudes wearing the helmet strapped to the back, or like no helmet at all with your sunglasses on the highway.
That's another thing. The one thing that really gets me is there are days, yes, where I have made the stupid, irresponsible decision to not wear
that day
body armor. That day included. But not once. Let this go on record. Not once have I ever gotten on a motorcycle and not had a helmet on. That is beyond common sense.
It's stupid. Opinion. So I'll tell you this: like when we ride around the shop here, messing around, we wear a helmet. Now, I make the girls wear a helmet for sure, no joke. You know, obviously we're not going to do anything crazy, but the minute the parking lot is left, dude, I feel like an idiot when you're not wearing a helmet. Like it's the dumbest thing possible.
And when I see. I mean, honestly, I would be able to say this if it were true, but it's more in line with cruiser riders, I've noticed.
Oh, that don't wear.
They will just be infamous for not wearing helmets, and I see it all the time, all around here.
Yeah, but dude, when you see a dude on a Busa riding with no helmet, I'm like, you're an idiot, dude. And then the fun, like I think it's hilarious now because you see it all the time, like the helmet strapped to the back. Have you seen that on the side?
They'll have it strapped to the back, but not
like
on the noggin.
They'll have it strapped to the back where the helmet strap is.
Yeah.
Like it's
and nothing here?
You guys are idiots. Idiots. Oh my God. I can tell you this. Like you wanting that little bit of like basically what it is you want people to see you.
Yeah.
Like you want people to see you for that, what is it? That 2.4 seconds that you're passing by. You're a moron.
Yeah, and me personally,
you're a moron.
I prefer the anonymity anyway.
Exactly, like cover up. Like what you don't understand is the helmet completes the setup.
Yeah,
you look much better with a helmet on, with a damn nice helmet. You know, like you look much better. But golly, you guys are
protecting
morons.
your noodle.
Morons. Yeah, if you're not wearing a helmet, it's anyway. So tell me, like what's happening now? Like what's the past? How long has it been since the accident?
That happened June 22nd of this year. So that was...
Dude, I thought you were telling me about like years ago.
No. This happened this year. Like, and I'm still walking around, going to work every day, work full time as an electrician. So yeah, dude.
No, but listen, that's...
Part of me also realized like I can't afford to... You know what I mean? Like,
just
have to
go
through another surgery and have... That's at least another 6 months worth of rehabilitation.
Dude.
It's just not worth it at that point.
This was like 6 months ago? Dude, that is insane. I mean, the good thing, the nice thing is so, you know, we're going to talk about this in another video, but did you see the kid that died up here, like 5 feet from the shop?
No.
You didn't know about the accident that happened right here?
No. Dude, what happened?
Yeah, dude, some kid... listen to me, 16 years old. 16. God. You know what sucks is, I won't even get into it now, but when do the older people, when do you start to tell these guys, the younger guys, the right things to do? You know, I understand they're going to go fast, but golly.
Yeah.
You know what sucks is it's like a straight road right there. Barely, you know what I'm talking? Like, it's a continuous turn. I wish I could explain it, but it's like a 10-degree turn. So it's basically a straightaway.
Straight.
Like, how fast do you have to be going to run into an 18-wheeler? Like, I just don't understand. Now, I don't know all the facts, but golly, dude, 16. God, I would jump off a bridge if my damn... one of my 16-year-olds.
Well, what it is a lot of these kids, they see their friends do it, you know, or somebody that they might look up to.
This is the whole thing that I keep telling you about.
They don't have anyone around, to show them. Be like, hey.
But this is the thing.
You can't be doing stuff like this on the street.
I know. I wish there was more people doing that. Like, have some responsibility. These young kids I understand you love motorcycles. It's totally cool, but
there's nothing wrong with that.
Come on. Like, okay, so before we get into that, because we could just go into that and like I get upset, but like so why did you decide to continue riding after that? Because that right there is like a game stopper.
Yeah, for most people. I mean, most of my friends at work, they're all like, dude, how can you keep riding? Like, they were like, that would have scared the shit out of me. I would definitely not have gotten right back on a
even
motorcycle
my
after
parents were like, dude, why are you keeping doing this?
Well, the way I see it is, honestly, before I started riding motorcycles, I didn't really have like a lot of super fun or any favorite extracurricular activities to be doing in my free time, especially, getting older. So once I started riding, it was almost instant. I mean, it captured everything that
it's the click. It's this.
Yeah.
When I first got on it, I was like, man, this is the jam.
It was instantly, I was hooked.
No,
I mean, that's just how it is.
It makes the difference, man.
Yeah. And it became a passion. And the one thing that I kept thinking about after the accident was, do I really want to let some jerk off that left me in the street for dead?
Listen closely. I already know where he's going with this. Listen closely.
Did I really want to let some irresponsible person that decided to come along and ruin my day, did I really want to let them be the reason that I gave up something that made me happy?
Yeah, but the other thing is like ruin your life.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to give that dude the satisfaction? The problem is you got off good. You didn't lose a leg. You didn't lose an arm.
Yes.
Like, you're not paralyzed.
There are a lot of things that turned to my favor.
No, I did. And it's nice.
Like, it was bad, but there were a lot of things that went good. Like, one thing that surprised me is there wasn't a scratch on my helmet.
Oh, well, that's
not
good.
A scratch.
That's good. That's damn
So
good.
at least, my brain was okay. Spine took a little bit.
Is it okay, though? Is it?
Maybe.
So just keep going with that. Like, tell me, what is the reason that you just kept going? So I understand what you said there. Like, you don't, like, it's the same thing for me, and it's the same thing, like, I would like to tell everybody is when you have an accident, there's two things. It's either your fault or somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I hold myself accountable for a lot of things. Like, I'm super hard on myself because, I expect things a certain way, and I just like if I fail myself, I'm super hard on myself.
Same.
If somebody else does something that affects you, like, you've got to weigh, like, you have to weigh the pros and cons, but like, do you let it, like, motorcycle is like a life thing. It's a
lifestyle.
Right.
Like,
it's a life.
It's a way of living.
Yeah.
And
So
I've started to realize
like
that.
for this, do you let that incident that was not even your fault? It wasn't the motorcycle's fault. Like, do you let that take that piece of your life away from you?
You can't. You can't.
Yeah. You need to, it's like,
if you really enjoy it, you won't let it. I mean, that should just come natural.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Yeah,
that's it. And then just like, like, why did you decide just to be like, yes, no, I'm not going to let it? Like, where was the change?
Because everyone was so adamant. It seemed like after the fact, especially my wife. I mean, I'm not really surprised there. Let's be honest. That scared her. So she wasn't too keen on me getting back on a motorcycle either. But the more people that kept telling me that they wouldn't do it, I'm like, well, I feel like I stand alone then. I feel like I stand apart from everyone else.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's one of the reasons I got on it to begin with. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. No, that makes sense.
Not a lot of people do.
Dude,
or they think that, we're all out of our minds.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I listen, I understand Dallas traffic is quite terrible, but I mean, you've got to, I don't know, it comes to knowing what you need to do. Like, I don't know, man, we could be here for like 9 hours.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is it's just, I mean, obviously it's cool that you're okay and everything, and it makes the difference. Like, if you get hurt permanently, and I mean, I know your back hurts, which is, it's going to be for you forever. Like, when it gets cold like it is now,
yeah.
Like, my collarbone hurts, my fingers hurt from messing those up, my shoulder, my knee, all the stuff that I've jacked up, my toe, golly, dude, I broke my toes. Oh,
even though they tell you to put ice on it to make it feel better.
No, you gotta actually, I don't know about you, I have to move my stuff around.
Same. I mean, that's one thing that I've noticed is the less you baby injuries like that, they end up working themselves out. I mean, honestly.
All right. So, when that SIM card gets a little bit too hard, it shuts down. But, I mean, so basically, what I wanted to let you guys know is he came in, he's another another one of our great members that came here, hangs out, enjoys the time.
Very excited to be.
No, dude, you're the best, man.
Yeah.
You're the best.
I come by and bother this guy all the time.
Dude, and you keep coming. But the reason why I wanted to share this with you is he gave me like a brief summary the other day of like what happened and stuff. And I didn't really know. I was like, because I always ask everybody like, what was your first bike? And, what was the experience and stuff. And then he told me a little bit about the crash and how, that he was, it was left. I don't think you mentioned that you were left. That's so surprising.
Yeah, no, that's...
Like,
and
dude,
that is another thing that stuck with me after
that's
the
like
fact.
the biggest piece of shit in the world.
That's one of the other things that stuck with me after the fact is the more and more pain and side effects that started to crop up due to the injuries, like me having to go to the chiropractor and spend money because he left me there and I didn't have insurance information. I didn't have, you know what I mean? I mean, I had lawyers looking for him, of course, but they weren't getting anywhere. And in the meantime, I had to cover those medical bills somehow. And I'm eating the cost. I mean, a lot of those bills came out of pocket.
Well, that's the thing is all of this goes into like, why you like. It's interesting to find out why you decided to get another one. What you got now?
MT-07.
Yes.
So yeah, stepped it up for sure.
You loving it?
I absolutely love that thing, man.
Yeah. How'd you like the R7?
The R7 was really nice.
Yeah. I let him ride the other 7 the other night.
R7 and it was very.
Yeah.
It was a lot smoother, just because of the fairing, the fact that it's not a naked. It's definitely more.
Like you see how much you don't get much wind. Like the wind it travels more right over you. Yeah.
No, you could really feel the difference. Like you can feel that pocket of air when you start to lift up or push yourself up. Yeah. It was definitely
like
different.
Hits you. Yeah. And the MT, it just straight into your chest.
It's always in the chest. Yeah, so if you're, on the freeway and you're picking it up, you're kind of feeling like you're holding.
You're like, dude, that's one of the things I think why the nakeds, the MT-07, 9, and 10 is when you are getting on it. It's the reason why the front end feels light because you're pulling back. Yeah. And then it gets light, and then
it becomes unstable. That's where those wobbles come from. Because I will say the MTs are definitely infamous for those wobbles.
Dude, and that's the reason why. Everybody needs to know that is the reason why.
Yeah.
So, but that's good.
It was mainly because I had such good insurance. That was the main reason. I mean, insurance, dude. I really didn't expect them to. I expected insurance, as all or most insurance companies to drop the ball.
That's a dislike. Yeah. If there was a box right now that I could check for dislike, it would be
insurance.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Insurance companies, talking to insurance people, but no, insurance covered everything. They covered the entire cost of what I paid.
You had full coverage.
Out the door.
Imagine if you didn't have full coverage.
I know.
Seriously,
full coverage is where it's at.
Just so you know, you'd be like, insurance is such a piece of garbage.
Yeah, I know. It's just the displeasure of having to deal with them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, oh gosh.
But yeah, no, they replaced everything. All the modifications that I made to the Rebel as well, they also reimbursed me for those as soon as I provided the receipts.
That's part. So, you have to provide receipts. That's the way it works. So what happened to the Rebel? What'd you do? Trade it in?
No, I just gave it to the insurance company.
It was
completely totaled.
Okay,
no, they said once they showed me the pictures, as soon as the guy touched me, he pretty much totaled it. I mean, he snapped the rear axle bolt. He bent the frame in multiple places.
Yeah, as soon as anything to do with the frame, it's immediate total. Yeah. It's just way too expensive. But
it was, it was just a total out. So they were like, we can take it, and then we'll cut you a check. And I'm like, all right.
And then how long before you got the MT?
Like 2 weeks.
Dude.
And I was on it almost immediately.
No wonder you're a baller.
I'm taking this to go get another one. I was like...
What'd your wife say?
Pretty much middle finger to everyone else. And my wife was definitely not thrilled. But once I started to explain it to her, and definitely the part about like how I wasn't about to let that person like take the thing that made me happy.
That's the thing. Okay.
She started to come around.
Yeah, but a reasonable argument. That was not your fault. It's not the motorcycle's fault. You could have been in a car. That could have happened.
Yep.
Like, you guys got to understand that. And I know a lot of you go through this, is when you're explaining something to somebody, you've got to explain to where they understand, like, it's not the motorcycle's fault that somebody ran into you or something like that. Like, and the problem is there's so many, like, when somebody just tells you a story that's just not true, they're like, all the street guys are like, yeah, that car cut me off. No, dude, listen, when you're going 900 miles an hour and a car happens to change lanes and then you run into it or it's like they pushed you off the road, that is not true. That is your fault.
You were going too fast.
Yeah,
and if you weren't, you would have had the ability to gauge the situation, make the corrections necessary. You wouldn't have had any problem.
I mean,
most of the time, that is literally what you see in these videos.
Dude, I know. Mean, that's the thing. And then they're like...
And then they'll rev bomb whoever it is that got over. It's like, dude, how did you expect them to see you in the 0.3 seconds you gave them?
Dude, oh my God. Listen, we're going into another level. But I'm telling you, that is it. What you guys need to wake up and do is just wake up and stop telling false stories. Like let's say most of the time, it's motorcycles' fault. Like when you're going... Let's just say you're doing the cruising speed, which unfortunate cruising speed is 100 miles an hour. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It feels like nothing. So when you're doing that speed, or let's say you're going even faster than that, and a car happens to change lanes, it is not their fault. You are flying. They can't see you for that point. It
let's be honest as well.
What is it? It's 0.02 seconds.
It's a very short window. And I don't know about you, but ever since I got on motorcycles, I've noticed that it has desensitized my ability to gauge how fast I'm going without looking at that speedometer.
Oh, well,
So, you won't even know. Like you said, you're going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, you just don't know. Yeah.
Just be
Sometimes you're just cruising and you're like, this is awesome. I'm enjoying life.
Enjoying yourself. And, yeah. So,
and then next thing you know, it's 120 and you're like, oh, was I going that fast?
Yeah. But the rev bombs after the fact, the aggression that everybody seems to have nowadays.
What does it do for you guys? And listen, I'm not saying I don't do it. I get super pissed when somebody, like, the one of the worst ones is, when you're in a turn lane and on that side they're turning, and then how it stops. They keep going, and your light is green.
Yeah.
That is one of the worst ones.
I've had that happen about 2 to 3 times now. And it's at the 4-way intersection
that's
right outside of my apartment.
It's so bad, dude.
And it's on a bridge that goes over the interstate, too. So, yeah.
Dude, that is like the worst. And it's hard not to swallow that aggression and keep going with your day because you could have been hit. Oh, man.
Well, I mean, just on the way over here, too, I mean, I let it go. It was a non-issue because, I know what to do in those situations.
Yeah.
And this guy was lights green. He's in the turn lane. He sees me. He was about to gun it. He definitely started to and then stopped, put the brakes on really hard. And I pointed at him like, yeah, thank you. I'm like, thank you. I gave him a thumbs up. Like, thank you for stopping yourself because that was really close there. Dude. So it's just.
Listen, This is
gonna happen.
This has been good.
Yeah.
This has been good. But so, we could go on this forever because there's so many things. The only thing that I got to say to you guys is stop blaming cars for everything. Listen, I know they do a lot. It happens to me. It literally happens to me on a daily basis. And I'm pretty sure it happens to everybody on a daily basis. But you can't blame people in those damn cages for when you're going 120. It's literally like it's like that, and you're in their space.
Just to put it into perspective, the accident from the group ride.
God,
yeah,
dude,
how fast he passed that couple that was in that vehicle.
Dude, I wasn't gonna.
They
say
said
anything,
they were.
Yeah, he said he was going 80. 60.
Yeah,
and he said they
passed him like he was sitting still.
Yeah, and just so you know, we had a massive crash the other night. It was insane. This dude balled it up. And the thing is it was on a mini ride. Like, come on. Like,
there wasn't anything wrong with bringing the big bikes to the mini ride, but
just know if you're on a big bike, we're going to chill.
Mini level.
Yeah, we're going to chill. You can ride it. We have, I have a couple customers that are super awesome. They come with their big bikes. They like to just chill with the minis and take that nice slow ride. And then, dude, when you're racing and, oh, God.
Because that lets you see who can exhibit real self-control.
Dude, that's it. And that's what it is. If you come with a big bike and you can ride with a mini bike, I pay attention because you literally have the self-control to just be like, okay, it's going to be that day. We're going to chill. Yeah. We're going to go 30 miles an hour or whatever it is.
You don't have to push it. This isn't MotoGP all the time.
I got into trouble for my wife the other day because, I drive like I ride.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a bad thing because I'm hard braking, getting on the gas. You know what I'm saying? I'm like racing in my mind the whole time. It's so.
She's in the passenger seat, like.
Well, dude, she gave me the hard time because she's like, stop. acting like you're on the track. I was like, we're trying to get through traffic, right? Oh man, but that's pretty much it. I just wanted to, I wanted Dakota to share his experience and just to let you guys know that this stuff happens. And I know it sucks. I know if you get more like, dude, the worst thing is like losing a limb or the guy on 635. Yeah. Like, dude.
I mean, the takeaway here, I would say is definitely don't let incidents like that destroy you. I mean, if it was your fault, then learn from it. I mean,
yeah, but like
take into account what you were doing when it happened.
The what am I looking for? Have the not the audacity, but have like the sense to know, like process. Have the processing power to understand what happened and whose fault it was. The thing is
and what could have been done differently.
Right, exactly. And blaming somebody else when it's not their fault it's like one of those things.
Yeah, unfortunately, we see it a lot more than we should.
Yeah, it's like all the time. It's ridiculous. So, but I mean, dude, as always, it's it's like I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming to sit down and hopefully you guys enjoyed a little bit of the story, what he told. And I mean, I know we get all over the place, like we say this all the time, but it's just when you touch on one thing, it leads to another and another.
It really
and
does.
Another.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot that goes into it.
Dude, there is, and there's a lot of things that you guys don't see, like the aftermath of like physical therapy and getting back to work, and you can't afford most people can't afford to take off work. You're going through pain. It's just insane, man. But just don't give up on the motorcycle. I mean, it's not the bike's fault.
Yeah, it's
either the operator or the person that crashed into you and then left you for dead.
Can't ride itself.
Lying on the side of the road.
Yeah, more like screaming, actually. Yeah, dude, it was yelling.
I can't imagine.
That much pain.
Dude, I'm telling you, that is the reason why I never. It is not in my blood to stop when traffic is stopped. I just flow through, and I'm not, like I told you, I'm not an idiot.
Ever since we went on our ride to Dallas, I started to pick up on that, and ever since then, dude, honestly, every day on the way home from work, I anticipate traffic in the same areas. From now on, like I've just been hitting the shoulder.
Yeah, but you see that the shoulder I don't do because you pick up nails and stuff like that.
There's definitely a high.
But do you see, like when we were cutting, it's not like I'm going 90 miles an hour. I'm not going 15, 20 maybe. Because you got to be ready for somebody to be an idiot or open their door or just a car crossing over. But you see some of these videos where they're flying through traffic and then a car happens to turn out and they hit the car and they're like, oh, that car pulled out in front of me. Dude.
Dude, there's no way he saw you coming.
There's no way.
Yeah. Second off, 2 seconds ago, you were a quarter mile down the road.
Yeah, they looked. When they looked, you weren't there. And then when you're flying down there, you're there. It's like, anyway. But dude, listen.
It's been swell.
Dakota,
thank you for having
guys.
me.
No, dude, no problem at all. I appreciate it.
Good to be here.
Enjoy the day. We've got more coming. We'll see you later.
Next time.